So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a very late match reaction. It's the day after the game. As most of you guys know, I was in the away end. It was my first ever time watching Manchester United away from home. And I'll tell you what guys, it was absolutely unbelievable. What an unreal day. And I could not recommend it enough. If you ever get the chance, don't hesitate to go to an away game, because it's one of the best days you'll ever have. And it's a memory I've got for life now. And what made it even better, I saw 3 goals, we kept a clean sheet, I saw a penalty save, and the atmosphere, guys, was absolutely unreal. And I know we've got the best away fans in the world, but truly, you don't actually realise how good we are until you're in that crowd. And the atmosphere is just wow. Like, go and do it, guys, because it's unreal. But the game, 3 points. A 3-0 win and a much needed win for Erik ten Hag and Manchester United. And there were patches in that game where we were not good. The first 30 minutes was so frustrating. You know, similar performances to the Brighton game, the Liverpool one, not switched on. Errors in our game, mistakes happening. Of course, the penalty as well, which Onana saved. That could have changed the game. It did change the game in our favour, but it also could have changed the game in Southampton's favour as well. If they scored that penalty, I'll tell you what, I don't think we're coming back. Heads would have dropped, and you know how we've been this season so far. These players wouldn't have been able to handle the pressure, because Southampton were actually really good for the first 30 minutes. They were creating a ton of chances, but as soon as that penalty save happened, I'll tell you what, the game changed. De Ligt's getting a goal, and his first for the club as well. Very happy. Over the international break, people have been criticising him, making errors. He's like, oh, well, he's finished already. Why did Manchester United sign him? It's outrageous. It's outrageous, but that's football for you. Your fans are going to be divided, but De Ligt yesterday, what a header. First goal for the club. Had a good performance as well. And we have to remember, he's not fully fit. He's going to need a run of games to get back to his back to full fitness, but he was good yesterday as well. So was Martinez. Both of the centre-backs are really good. Martinez was a lot better than he has been recently, so that's good to see. Also, Rashford back in the goals as well. Really good finish. Maybe Ramsdale should save it. I don't think it's the best of shots from Rashford, but the way it went in, I'm not complaining. We need to see Rashford scoring more goals. And again, the finish was really good, so really happy for Rashford as well. I thought throughout the game, he looked a lot more like Rashford, if you guys know what I mean. He was taking players on. He had a bit more about him in yesterday's game, and I'm so happy for him as well, because he was putting out videos of him training. He was doing extra work, and it's all good doing that. But the main thing is, I want to see it on that pitch, week in, week out. And that's the Rashford I want to see every game, taking players on, have that confidence back. We know he's not right at the moment. We know that. We've known that for a very long time. But he needs to push on now, and we need him to have a really big season. So hopefully now he can kick on and start scoring a load more goals for us. But yeah, really happy with him. And of course, right at the end, in front of the away end, 96th minute, Garnacho scores. It's a great bit of play, a great pass by Casemiro to find Dalot. Dalot finds Garnacho, and the movement from Garnacho is what really impressed me. Like, at the time, I'm celebrating, I've had a lot of drinks, I don't really have time to analyse the game then and there, but when I watched the game back and I saw the highlights, the movement from Garnacho is like a proper forward player. It's really good, and you can tell how much he's improving game by game. Yes, he's not getting the starts, and rightly so, because Diallo has been really impressive, and Ten Hag is now starting to put his full trust in Amad Diallo, and he's being rewarded for it. And Diallo is mint again. I'm really liking Amad Diallo. He's not going to get you 30 goals every season, maybe not even 20, but he's going to create chances, he's going to get a lot of assists, and he's going to be our main creator in a way. We can see that from the last 3 games and when he's been playing towards the end of last season, how good this guy is. And he's only going to improve as well. So we've got Nacho as an option off the bench. It's really good for us. I'm really happy with both of those at the moment. And of course, the iconic Ronaldo celebration right in front of the away end to just end off a really perfect day. So really happy with them. And also, what I just want to mention, Joshua Zirkzee. Yes, he did not have the best game. But again, what really impresses me from Zirkzee's point of view is that his movement is really good. And that's something that we bought him for, really, because he calls himself a 9.5. And he's striking me of a very similar player in the movement, where he drops in, he finds his pockets, similar to Anthony Martial in a way. If you guys agree with me, let me know down below. But he just gets into his little pockets, creates chances. He finishes off his own chances as well. He was quite unlucky yesterday to not end up with a goal. But what I'm seeing from him is what I want to see from my striker. Dropping deep, picking up the ball, creating space for others. Like, it's really, really good. And I think he's going to be a real top player for Manchester United this season from what I'm seeing so far. Yes, I want him to score more goals. And he does need to be in the box a lot more. And he does need to take the chances he's getting. But again, it's early days. He's probably not up to full fitness either yet, to be fair to him. And again, he's just settling in. But so far, bit poor, but, you know, I think it's only going to improve as well. Also, Agate got some minutes, which I'm really happy about when he came on. Had a good cameo, to be fair. Like, looks composed on the ball. Like, defensively, I thought he was all right as well. And again, I wanted him to start. It was a shame Eriksen started, which I didn't really expect him to. But I thought Eriksen played a good game. And I know Southampton are not a good side. I understand that. And beating Southampton 3-0, I'm not going to get hyped about it. I'm not going to say Manchester United are back. I'm not going to say, wow, what a win that was. Because at times, Southampton caused us so many problems. And in the 30 minutes, we could have been 1-0 down. If that penalty goes in, it's a different game. Onana really changed that game. You could call it a bad penalty, but also I thought it was a really good save. And the away end was going mental when he saved that as well. But yeah, I was really happy with Agate when he came on as well. Good few minutes for him. Hopefully he can get him up to full fitness. He should be starting in the game in the midweek against Barnsley. That should be a really good game for him to play. Get 90 minutes maybe even a half of football. You don't want to rush him in, get him an injury or nothing. So we'll have to see what happens with the guy, but he looks good. Dalot and Mazraoui, I'm really impressed with Mazraoui. And he just seems like a player which has fitted in perfectly. And he's going to be one of those players similar to Dalot that's just so consistent and doesn't really have a bad game. So far, I mean, the Liverpool game, you can excuse a bit. I didn't think he was bad in that game. He was one of our better players. But overall, I think so far, it's been a perfect start in a Manchester United shirt for Mazraoui. Dalot, bit of an off game in the first half. The penalty, he was getting done every time. But again, he did improve in the second half. He got an assist as well. And the other standouts, I mean, Rashford played well, as I mentioned. Bruno Fernandes had a bit of an off game. It wasn't bad. It was just a very average game from Bruno Fernandes. And he's not really been up to speed so far this season. I don't think he's in his natural position. So I am going to excuse that a bit because we know how good he can be. But I do want to see a lot more from Bruno Fernandes as well. Any other standouts? That was it really, wasn't it? Played a good game. Southampton in the second half didn't really create too much, but we could have gone on and won that game 4 or 5-0. But Ten Hag, for his sake, just wanted to seal up the game and win and get the 3 points. And that's exactly what we did. Perfect day out. Weather was amazing. Away end was bouncing. It was just a really, really good day, topped off by a great win, which was much needed. But let's get in, guys, to the player ratings quickly. Onana, I'm going to give a 6. I thought the penalty save changed. That's 6.5. The penalty save changed the game, but other than that, he wasn't really needed. They didn't really threaten too much after that, really. Their heads dropped, and I think quality just showed in the end, didn't it, really? What we have is far more superior to what they have on the pitch, so, you know, it's what it is. But 6.5. Mazraoui, I'm going to give a 7. Dalot, I'm going to give a 5.5. I thought he was poor, but of course, got a bit better in the second half and got the assist. So I give Dalot a 5. Martinez and De Ligt, I'm going to give both of them a 7.5 each. I thought both of them were really good. Very consistent yesterday. As I said, Martinez, a big improvement on what we've seen recently. You know, the passes he finds into the middle was really good as well. And he looked back to his normal self from what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, progressive passes is so key to get that chance created in the midfield. So, I mean, if he can keep on doing that, I'd be really happy. De Ligt, yeah, 7.5 as well, had a really good game. Of course, got on the score sheet, very happy with him. And there's a lot more to come from De Ligt, I feel. So I'm really happy with the way he is progressing in the team. And also, hopefully, he can get some more game time in midweek in that Barnsley game, which I think, again, to get up to fitness, should be a game he should be involved in as well. Whether he will, it might be Maguire and Lindelof, I'm not too sure. Or Johnny Evans might come back in. You'll have to wait and see what happens. They probably will, but it's a game where I think it could suit De Ligt to play. In the midfield, Eriksen, I'm going to give a 6.5. I thought he was really good. And I know at Southampton, he shouldn't be in the side. I was shocked that he was playing and he won't feature week in, week out. But for Villa, I mean, if he can stay at that level, which I don't think he will be able to, we'll be all right with him as a bit of depth. But yeah, he played well, to be fair to him, and you can only go off what you saw, really, can't you? So yeah, I'm going to give him a 6.5. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give 5.5 as well. Again, not his best game. He's not being consistent at the moment. The inconsistency so far definitely needs to sharpen up a bit, because we need him back to his best. He's our captain. He's so influential to this team as well. So I want to see him back to his best. I want to see more from him. So yeah, 5.5. Manu played another solid game. I give him a 7. I mean, he just doesn't play a bad game, does he? He's so silky on the ball. Like, he just adds a different element to this team, which I'm so happy we have, because we didn't have that a few seasons ago. And we have consistent midfielders now, not Casemiro, but consistent midfielders in Manu, who we can trust to, do everything on the pitch. So yeah, I'm going to give Manu a solid 7. Diallo, I'm going to give Diallo a 7.5. I thought he was really, really good again. And as I mentioned earlier, he's not a player which is going to get you, 20 goals a season, 30 goals a season. But he's going to be so creative going forward. He's going to offer a different element to the side, which our other attackers don't really have. Like the calmness in his game, a composure to create that chance, find that player. Unlike a Garnacho or a Rashford, which, again, every right they have to shoot. And that's their first thing. That's the first idea on their mind. They're not like Diallo. They're not going to try and create that chance. They're going to try and shoot the ball for themselves, or, create a chance across the box. But Diallo just offers that different composure on the ball, which we really need going forward. And he's been a shining light in this team so far this season, and towards the end of last season. I'm really happy with him as well. So yeah, I'm going to give Diallo a solid 7.5. Rashford, I'm going to give a 7 as well. Again, much better from Rashford, as I mentioned earlier. Looked a lot more like the Rashford we know. And again, I want to see more of Rashford like this now. I don't want to see it again next week against Palace, being consistent, not taking on his man again, because we need to see consistency from Rashford now. So hopefully he can go into next week's game and get a goal again, because that would be good. So yeah, happy with his game. Great goal. Overall played well. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 7. And Xerxes, again, didn't get his goal today, or yesterday, I mean. Doing a reaction a day after the game. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him in his movement, picking up those pockets. He's a style of player which, again, Manchester United have really missed for a very, very long time, at least in that striker position. Again, he's a lot different because we don't give him that graveyard shift. He makes his own chances. He picks up space when he wants to. He drags players in for him so he can create space for other players. Like, he's a different player, which we need in this team. So I'm really happy with him as well. So yeah, unlucky he didn't score. So I will give him I'll give him a 6.5 again. Casemiro came on in the second half, got that pre-assist to Dalot's assist. Again, great pass. Did all right when he came on, to be fair to him. Johnny Evans came on, Maguire came on. Thought they both played a good game. Garnacho came on, and I thought, again, the goal was really good. The movement was good. So yeah, I'm going to give all our subs, we'll give them all we'll give Garnacho a 7 and the rest a 6.5, because I thought, obviously, Garnacho scored, so we get another one. And Agate came on, did a good job, so I'll give him a 6.5 as well. Excited to see more from him now this season, and hopefully he'll be starting that game next week, guys. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. What did you think of the game? Of course, it's nothing to get wound up about or hyped about, because we beat Southampton 3-0, but it was a much needed win. And I said in the preview, a 3 or 4-0 win here would be perfect, and that's what I got. So to see it live was unreal. So yeah, I'm really happy, guys, really happy with that. And now we need to kick on now, because there's no point beating Southampton like that and then go and lose to Palace next week, because it just takes it all away. Just makes it not worth it. So we have to kick on now. Consistency is going to be key with this side. Whether they can keep consistent is, we're going to have to wait and see. But overall, guys, really happy. And let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.